Midnight. A fiery object plummeted from the darkened sky like a shooting star, crashing dramatically into the creek behind the Cedarville University dormitory. Unbeknownst to anyone, a top-secret biological weapon from a space station had just arrived on Earth. It was pouring rain that entire night. The next morning, the rain was still falling. Leaning against the window frame of room 402, Leo looked anxiously outside. "Didn't you guys see that thing fall from the sky last night? It wasn't a normal meteor. I saw it clearly," he asked in a trembling voice. Sitting on her bed reading a medical textbook, Chloe sighed and closed the book. "Leo, are you talking about aliens again? You just panicked over a thunderclap. Our exams are coming up, so please focus." At that moment, the door swung open and Max walked in. His clothes and hair were soaking wet, and he was carrying 3 coffee cups. "The weather in this city is terrible. I stepped in a puddle and my shoes are flooded. People looked at me so strangely all the way back from the cafe," he grumbled. All 3 of them assumed it was just regular rain, completely unaware that it was mixed with an extraterrestrial bioserum capable of turning humans into zombies. When Leo quickly turned on the TV, a news station was broadcasting an emergency report. The anchor's voice echoed through the room. "Emergency broadcast. A strange infection is spreading downtown and near the campus. People are suddenly going mad and attacking others without reason. Please stay indoors." "Isn't this just a prank by the frat guys?" Max chuckled, taking a sip of his coffee. But when they heard a blood-curdling scream echoing from the hallway outside their room, all 3 of their faces went pale. Chloe sprinted to the window and looked down. "Hey, isn't that Professor Henderson? What's happening to him?" Outside, in the pouring rain, they watched in horror as the soaked professor viciously bit into a student's neck. Bright red blood mixed with the rainwater and washed down the street. I told you something was wrong," Leo shouted. "We have to get out of here right now. We need to go to my uncle's log cabin in Pine Ridge. It's remote and safe there." "Wait, I haven't even finished my coffee yet, and it's still raining outside," Max protested frantically. "Forget the coffee, Max," Chloe said, hastily slinging her backpack over her shoulder. Just as they were preparing to flee, someone outside began hammering on their door with brutal force. Thump, thump, thump. All 3 of them stopped breathing as the metal knob slowly began to turn. The doorknob turned, and the door burst open with incredible force. Standing in the doorway was Chad, their resident advisor. But this wasn't the usual Chad who loved flexing his muscles. His milky eyes stared blankly, and bloody foam dripped from his mouth. "Chad, did you come in without knocking again? We have a right to privacy," Max yelled angrily, still shaking water out of his sneakers. Chad let out a feral roar and lunged straight at Max. However, Chloe swung her heavy anatomy textbook with all her might, smashing it directly into Chad's face. With a loud thwack, Chad crashed backward onto the floor. "Drop your shoes, idiot! Let's run!" Chloe yelled, grabbing Max and Leo. The 3 of them sprinted down the emergency fire escape. Outside, the rain was still pouring relentlessly. Running toward Leo's beat-up old Honda hatchback, Max aggressively wiped the cold rainwater off his face. Once inside the car, all 3 caught their breath. Leo started the ignition and drove away from the chaotic streets of Cedarville. Cars were crashed and burning on the roads, and panicked citizens were running for their lives. "This city always has traffic. My coffee got left behind too," Max muttered, complaining about coffee even while running for his life. "Max, are you okay? Your face is super red," Chloe asked anxiously from the back seat. "I'm just getting a bit hot." "Leo, can you turn off the heater? I'm sweating," Max said, unbuttoning his jacket. "Dude, the temperature outside is near freezing, and you're hot," Leo yelled, swerving the car around a wandering zombie in the road. "My mouth tastes like rusty metal. Do you have a water bottle?" Max grabbed Leo's water bottle from the center console and chugged it in one go. "Drink slowly. We still have a 2-hour drive to Pine Ridge," Leo groaned. As the car cleared the city limits, strange coughing sounds came from the front passenger seat. Max's skin had grown deathly pale, and dark veins were beginning to spiderweb across his neck, though neither of his friends noticed. "I think I didn't get enough sleep playing games last night. I'm gonna take a nap," Max mumbled, closing his eyes. Chloe and Leo kept their eyes locked on the clear highway ahead, completely unaware that a ticking bomb was sitting right beside them in the car. The rain finally stopped as the car entered the quiet village of Pine Ridge. The surroundings were completely peaceful, with not a single zombie in sight. Leo's uncle's log cabin sat quietly among the pine trees. "We made it. We're safe," Leo sighed with relief, parking the car. But the breathing from the passenger seat turned erratic. Max's eyes slowly snapped open and white foam bubbled from his mouth. He looked pale and utterly deranged. "Max, are you really gone?" Chloe shrieked in terror, grabbing an umbrella from the back seat. Max let out a beastly growl, shoved the car door open and leapt outside. Leo and Chloe scrambled out and frantically pounded on the cabin's front door. When the doors swung open, a group of people inside shouted, "Surprise!" Inside, students and Professor Henderson stood laughing merrily. Max stood up from where he had fallen on the porch, wiped the fake foam from his mouth, and burst into laughter. "What? What is this?" Leo asked, his jaw dropping. Professor Henderson held up a camera and explained with a laugh, "We were shooting a zombie prank for the University Film Festival project. That falling object last night wasn't an alien meteor, it was just our marketing drone. And what Max drank wasn't zombie serum, it was an experimental energy drink packed with way too much caffeine." Rubbing his stomach sheepishly, Max said, "I thought my heart was going to stop out of sheer terror. That rusty metal taste was just from the energy drink." Chloe dropped her umbrella to the floor with a sigh. Leo could only shake his head in utter disbelief. Their terrifying journey through what they thought was a zombie apocalypse turned out to be nothing more than a poorly planned, highly elaborate prank.